Hey everybody, and welcome back to Emerald Coast. Made it into late summer, and if you look at the forecast up there, you've got a hailstorm that's predicted to come in here very soon at some point. Well, we're up here harvesting our poplar yet again. Our poplar was due way back, I think, in early summer. But we just did not have any time to get to it at that point. We put it off until late summer, and now we are chipping our poplar. And remember last time we did this, we filled our storage building here all the way, and then had to put the storage building back there behind us in. Using the trailer this time instead of the truck. When we had the truck, we had a little bit of difficulty in getting it filled, so hopefully the trailer will fill better than the truck did. Got all of our soybeans in. Everything is ready to go, ready to rock and roll. The only thing we've got to do during the late summer here is to bring our poplar in and fertilize that field up, and then also we've got hay to make. Got to bring some more hay bales in, get our second cut, and this time it will be a full cut. All the grass is gotten pretty tall. All of the rain that we saw in early summer and midsummer. Just going to pull on up here beside this and lock in our cruise control at 3 miles an hour and just run along our New Holland. So guys, it is Farm Sim 19 Eve. We are on the eve of Farm Sim 19 on the 19th of November. Kind of ironic there. Some of us who are in the East Coast or the West Coast, well, some of us that are, I guess, west of Germany, will be getting Farm Sim on tonight, this evening. I think it's supposed to hit for me around 6 p.m. if I'm remembering correctly. So that's pretty exciting. I've got all week off, so I'm not working today or tomorrow or Wednesday. Now here in the US, we've got Thanksgiving on Thursday, and Thanksgiving is typically quite a heavily traveled holiday. We are no exception. We'll be traveling out of town during Thanksgiving, so we probably won't have an opportunity, or I probably won't have an opportunity to play on Thursday the 22nd. And depending on how things go, we may or may not have much time on the 23rd on the Friday. But I'm thinking that, that we're planning on coming back as soon as possible from that trip. So if that's the case, then we probably will be back on the 23rd, and I'll be able to get some more playtime in. But you know, it's always good to take 3 days off of work and basically get 9 days out of the office. That's pretty much what we're going to have, or what I'm going to have there, because you know, we've got the weekend off. And I'll take Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off, and then we've got Thursday and Friday are paid holiday days, and then we've got the weekend again. So there's your nine days out of the office with just 3 days of leave used. Perfect opportunity. Kind of excited for 19, not only for the sake of the fact that it's, you know, Farm Sim 19, but I'm excited because I've taken some time this week, and I've made up two new video intro segments. So I'm kind of excited to be able to use those and start using those. Got one video for like a play series, and then I've got another video for like the first impression videos, how-to videos, and might get myself into a little mod reviewing. We'll have to see where time takes me, but I've been thinking about it a little bit, and thinking about maybe diving into that area and seeing how well it's received. Earlier this week, I did a first impressions on Mercury Farms that I think was very well received. Not just the map, but the premiere of the video. I used a new feature in Farm Sim, or not in Farm Sim, but in YouTube, that allows me to premiere a video, and I think that went really well. In fact, I put a poll up in my channel earlier today, I think. Heck, it might have been yesterday. I think it was earlier today, as to if, I think it was yesterday, as to if I should do more of those map video premieres with respect to first impression videos, and it was pretty significantly in favor of doing so. I think, let me look up the responses once we get in here and get our GPS locked in. Alright, we got that locked in. Let me go over here and just check and see how many responses I have gotten. And I forget. So I've gotten 76 votes, and 82% of those votes say yes to I should do more first impression video premieres like what we did with Mercury Farms. So that's 82% out of 79 votes or so. So that's pretty overwhelming in the favor. So I think what we're going to do is, or what I'm going to try to do, is I'm going to try to put a video out on the two new maps, the German map and the American map for 19. I'm going to try to put first impression videos out for those on Tuesday the 20th. And I'm going to try to premiere those on the 20th. I'll probably try to premiere one in early afternoon, my time, which will be evening UK and German time. And then I'll probably try to premiere the other one in the evening, my evening time, which will be late night, everybody in Europe time frame. We skipped a little bit there because I think we had a little problem with mud or something. Just leave it like that and come back and catch it here in a little bit later. That seemed to go well, so I think we're gonna want to try to continue it. I might just take this row out. Just because, you see, he's dragging a little bit, and then he bites in. I'm not really sure what's up with that. I did take some air pressure out of the harvester because it was configured to do medium compaction, and I took some air pressure out of that till it said light compaction, but maybe that causes the head to get a little bit too low to the ground. So lots of folks are ending their FS17 series at this point, or by the time this video airs, lots of folks will have already ended. Oh, we're already 100%. Already ended their series. I've seen some comments thanking me for basically saying that I was planning on continuing on with this series for some duration. Now, when I said that, I was thinking that I would have a few weeks of videos recorded up and gotten recorded ahead. But I'll tell you, I have maybe underestimated the amount of off-camera work I've been doing. And the other just general availability to get things get on the map and do things, that I've only been able to basically keep about a week ahead of schedule. So I'm recording this, for example, on the 10th, and the video is going to air on the 19th. So I've got 9 days in advance, basically 4 videos. And I was thinking that by the time we got to this point with Farm Sim right around the door, Farm Sim 19, that I'd probably have 3 or 4 weeks of videos queued up so that I could probably work on 19 for a good 3 or 4 weeks, or probably a good 3 weeks, without going back to 17 before those videos ran out. Now, that's not the case, because I've had a lot of off-camera work. So I still intend to do these videos on the map, but I do want to warn that there may be delays between episodes now. I think the days of 3 videos a week on Emerald Coast are going to come to an end, because it's pretty much all I can do to keep 3 videos a week up and basically just play this map and this map only, other than the live streams. So I think we might go back to a, or we might not go back to a, because we never were at that point, but we might fall back to a point where we only have maybe 2 videos a week, and maybe they're on the weekends. We'll have to see how it all works out. But I intend to keep up with Emerald Coast in 17. Best interests, but sometimes maybe your best interests don't always come to fruition the way we are thinking it will come. So, as of recording this video, where there's anticipated to be one more round of fact sheets, by the time this video airs, that round will have already happened, and those fact sheets will have already come out. What have you all been expecting and not seen yet? You know, in the comments. I've had a full week last week of streaming 19 content. There been any surprises that we weren't expecting that have been revealed? I don't know, because clearly I'm recording this before that's happened. But let me know in the comments if there are any surprises, what they were, and what you thought of those surprises. What's in your mind the most glaring omission from 19 as far as a either feature set or a implement or basically tractor that's missing from the game? Be interested to know what you all are looking for that's not being provided in the base game. This is going to take us a while. I think last time we did this, we broke into a may have broken into a time lapse. Not really planning on doing that this time around. I'm just going to We're going to harvest what we harvest, and then, you know, whatever we've got left, I'll just finish off. And we might come back. We'll do a little hay work for you guys. We're full again. They bending crops and foliage. #1 feature, I would say, is going to be bending crops and bending foliage. For real, that's going to be so nice. See things move out of the way when you drive through them, as opposed to just you drive through them and they just warp right through you. It's going to be so exciting. Like these tall weeds not warping right through the tractor like that. They're going to actually bow and bend out of the way. I'm glad this trailer empties fast. Might help lower our hired helper fees. See, we're up to $488,000. That is because we cleaned out the cow and pig manure pits again. The cows had close to 30,000 liters of, or 30,000 pounds of manure. And I think the pigs weren't too far behind with the amount of manure they had. So we went and picked all that up and took it down to the compost master. Made a load and a part of compost and went ahead and sold that off. And that's where the money has come from since the last video. See, we've got 152 cows. Oh, you know what? I was gonna... Oh, shoot. I was gonna sell those cows, and I think I forgot. So look, I think I may have missed that opportunity. Oh, no, I didn't. Now is the day to sell them things. Now is the day to sell those little puppies. In fact, we're gonna go do that. We're gonna finish this poplar field out, and when I come back, we're gonna be hauling some moo-moos and sell some cows off. We're up to 112 piggies and 133 sheep, but we need to sell the cows because we just got too many. We're losing productivity because they're eating through the grass that's in the pasture area. I'm not going to go out and mow any grass for them at this point, so we need to thin the herd a wee bit. I think we're going to bring it down to 130. We're going to sell off 12 cows and see how that goes as far as our money and allowing the grass to be sustained a little bit longer throughout the season. I'll be right back with you. See if we can get this field harvested before tomorrow. All right, guys. Well, as you can see up in the upper right corner, we've got wet crop. The hailstorm has come and gone, and we did not quite finish our poplar field. For the mere sake that the ground has just gotten too soft. Our tractor, or John Deere, was starting to leave ruts in the field. The point of it really looked like it was damaging the field, and I was a little concerned that if we kept that up, that the poplar would not regrow in that section of the field. So we have stopped that. We're going to wait till the ground dries up to get back to our poplar harvest. We are over here in our New Holland, and we're going down to the animal dealer to pick up the trailer that they have available for us to use. and then we're going to run it up here to the cows, and we're going to load up. I think it holds maybe 6, but basically we're going to haul off 12 cows and see how that does to our money situation. And then we'll just have to, like I said, get back to the poplar fields a little bit later. But I just didn't want to have the poplar damaged. Since it does regrow here on the map, I didn't want it damaged to the point where it wouldn't regrow. That would not be best use of resources. Go ahead and make our way back up here. Can't earn ourselves a fair bit of change selling these cows off. So who all in the audience there is still unsure if they're going to buy Farm Sim 19? As I said earlier, we are down to just the last few hours before 19's release. A little curious as to how many folks think they still need a little bit more time to figure out if 19's worth the money. For me, it really wasn't that big of a question. At this point, I've put and hang my head down low and not proud of this, not boasting this number at all. I've got over 3,400 hours in Farm Sim. That is in 19 or 17. So that is, like I said, nothing that I am super proud of, but I'm not ashamed of it either. But when you think about the amount of money spent, the amount of time played, Farm Sim becomes at that level, Farm Sim becomes some of the cheapest form of entertainment that you're ever going to come across if you figure it up per hour, a per hourly cost. So for me, the purchase price was just fractions of pennies. If I anticipate having anywhere as close to the same level of playtime as I have with 17. Now I will say that a decent amount of the playtime with 17 is a direct result of Seasons being available, and I suspect if Seasons wasn't available, then I probably would have burned out of Farm Sim a lot sooner. All right, yep, 6 cows. Go ahead and load them up. There they are. Not really sure why on some maps the cows show up as the South American cows as opposed to the standard in-game cows. But they'll show up as the wrong cow in the trailer, but obviously when you unload them they look normal. It's kind of an odd thing. We're going to go ahead and sell this load and sell one more load and see what kind of cash we get for these guys. Do remember, the price we get for these is based on their health percentage. So if they have a high health, then we'll get closer to full price. If they're low on health, then we won't get very good money at all. But thankfully, I think these guys are pretty high of health. They've had all the food and water that they need. Good bedding. We've cleaned out their manure. The only thing that might be affecting them is that they've been running out of grass for the last few seasonal transitions. Toward the end of the transition, or the end of the segment of the season that we're in, they'll run out of grass in the pasture and eat their trough empty. And basically, at that point, they're just grass free for a couple of days until we can jump and have a little bit of grass growth. That's where we are right now. We've got just had a spurt in grass growth, so we're in the positive category. Been able to fill the grass trough to 66%, and there is still some grass left in the pasture to go into the trough. But selling off these 12 cows will aid in that for sure. But I still don't know if 130 is or 140 is the right number. So I said I was going to go to 130, didn't I? It's 24 cows, not 12. Or 22 cows, not 24. Alright, let's see what we get. We're getting $2,300 a cow. Just sold 6 cows for $14,000. Feel a little ripped off there. I mean, see what the health is on these guys. 89%. You can see the grass trough there was at 69% fill. The graze mod will fill the grass trough to 6% until it runs out of grass. So pulling those 6 cows increased the fill by 3%. So we're going to go ahead and get these guys down to 130. We're going to get rid of another 16 cows. That's 6, 12, 18. We'll probably do 3 runs of 6. 3 more runs of 6. Get us down below 130. Who knows where we'll be when we come back next time, because the cows are going to be reproducing until the end of summer. We've got 3.5 more days until the end of summer at this point, so they may reproduce back up to 130 if we take them down to 128. Hey guys, I want to thank you for watching, and since this is technically the last video before 19's release, I want to thank each and every one of you for going along on this Farm Sim 17 journey. When I started playing 17, I had zero thought process of starting a channel, or not starting, but basically putting content out in the channel, putting 17 content. I discovered Farm Sim after watching, I was into iRacing, and I was watching the iRacing videos on YouTube, and some of those folks, I guess, were maybe doing Farm Sim, or somehow I got suggested some Farm Sim videos. I started watching those, and I thought it was an interesting game. interesting dynamic that you know, you can do farming, or you could not do farming at all, and you can do other stuff. Now, I don't remember who it was, but I remember one of the videos that I watched many years, not many years ago, but a couple years ago, was related to a guy who had a pickup truck mod with a chainsaw, and he was basically going out and cutting firewood, cut down a tree, and he cut up firewood, tossed it in the back of his truck, and he went up camping, and he had his little motorcycles and everything. It's pretty interesting. And I thought to myself, what an interesting game that you know, this guy spent a good 40-some minutes probably on this video, doing absolutely nothing related to the title itself. Just using, oops, the wrong button. Just using the game as a platform for what he wanted to do, as opposed to what the game wanted you to do. And I picked it up, and I remember playing it some before we headed off to Thanksgiving 2016. And lo and behold, we are coming up to Thanksgiving in 2018 now, and we're looking at Farm Sim 19. Just a hair under 4,100 members as of the recording of this, or subscribers I should say. Will likely be over 4,100 by the time this video airs. It might be over 4,200 by the time this video airs. It's hard to say. But where will Farm Sim 19 take us in the channel? It's hard to say, but I really look forward to it. So until next time, happy farming.